Honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense.
It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed about that question, but you thought obviously it's good. I enjoy every day of it. We're giving our supporters some joy and some belief and some hope.
You know, there's no law. There's no one's going to die.
Yeah, bin it, mate. Just bin the whole idea. Just forget about it.
Hello, everybody, and welcome to a No Nonsense podcast. The European Championships are upon us in a couple of days. So I'm guessing you're here because you want to find out what it's all about. You don't know any shit about the European Championships. So you typed in Euro preview and here you are. Well,
suckers.
and also you probably thought, perfect, a no nonsense podcast, Euros preview, a no nonsense preview. Well, correct. And not only that, you're getting a no nonsense fantasy football competition that runs adjacent to the competition. That's right, for any of our legacy listeners, legacy fans out there. This is the third year of doing this, the fantasy football competition alongside the international competition. Same as every year, you get the choice of a jersey from any one of the competing nations in this competition. And we were getting that jersey, not on the official websites, not on the national team websites. We're not putting money towards, like, say, Germany or Spain or England.
No, they don't need
We're going to Classic Football Shirts UK. And they have brand new jerseys, they got retro jerseys, they got match-worn jerseys if you're, the king of bloody India or whatever, some exciting ones on there. If there's someone who's hint that, there's a link in the description of this episode, and if you click on that, it's an affiliate link, so we get a little bit of the money. It's not any cheaper, but it's not any more expensive.
Yeah, no, yeah, you'd be spending it anyway.
We're just kind of like the boss in this situation. We facilitate the gamoosh of the money. They have a hell of a site. They have a lot of product. They're moving a lot of product. We're like I say, we're just facilitating the transaction. They're kicking up to us, the boss of the transaction. So yeah, if you want to do that, click on the link. But definitely sign up to the fantasy football competition. Maybe you want to have your team made. You can just join the league as well.
Yeah, so be ready.
It's all good. We've tried before with different teams, and I think we both got bored of this.
Yes.
We tried with the robot, and he damn near killed us. Nearly did.
We should never let that robot into our lives. The damage he did. I'm still plastering the hole in my wall.
Yeah, he wasn't even that good at fantasy football. That was the worst part.
A lot of times, I think he also gave up playing.
Well, he was planning our demise.
He was busy with that.
He wasn't doing enough picks. He was planning on killing us both.
I wouldn't have minded if he tried to kill us if we had have won the league, but we didn't. We still had to buy the jerseys.
We got nothing for it in the end. Thankfully, we escaped our lives. If you're not sure, Dogmas, can't help you.
Yeah, you could have good luck.
Someone right now has just clicked off and gone, no nonsense, my fucking hole.
I could have listed up the Guardian or doing or something.
Yeah, we're going to do a little preview of the Euros. It's never the same when Ireland are in it. They've been in it once, I think, in my lifetime.
And my God, we nearly won the bloody thing. It felt like.
I'm pretty sure that's how that went down.
Yeah.
If we had Jack Grealish, we won it.
Mm-hmm.
Yep. Declan Rice. What age was Declan Rice then? 16?
He probably would have done a job.
Even still. Yeah, look, I mean, it's in Germany this year. And like I said, we've been reading a lot about it. Apparently, this is a big thing for Germany, Will, to have a competition in their own land and to be able to wave the flags and cheer for Germany in the kind of a nationalist sense, and it'd be okay, Yeah.
There's a lot going on over there right now. I think it's a nice distraction.
Yeah, apparently 2006, that was a big thing. They had the World Cup, and they were like, we can say, let's go Germany, and those was going to get mad, yeah, go for it, and they're waving flags. This is nice, not in a bad way, not in a threatening way. It's good. Let's go Germany.
Let's go Germany in a sporting sense.
And I don't know if you remember that. I remember watching that opening game and seeing Phil Blam after 5 minutes stick a top corner from right back. It was unbelievable. They were all the way to the semi-final and lost to Italy in an unbelievable game. But that team wasn't expected to do anything. It was like the emergence of, I think, a 21-year-old Schweinsteiger and 22-year-old Lamb as well, and Balak and close and a few others. But that was like, wow, this is kind of good being German. You know, I like it now. You know, whereas now it's like very different. I don't know. I was watching the elections there recently. A lot happening out there.
Yeah, a lot of changes.
A lot of people getting votes. So yeah, nationalism is bad again, I think. So we'll see how it all plays out in Germany, but they are hosting the competition. And similarly to I guess 2006, they probably thought we don't have a chance of winning this. A year ago, that was certainly what they thought.
Yeah.
We all remember them in the World Cup. Terrible World Cup for them.
Yeah.
The Euros as well, previous to that, was the one where Toni Kroos retired.
Yes.
You're like, fuck this, just lost 2-0 to England. Dear God, I'm
I'm out of here.
And it was a classic Hollywood FC move by Uli Hoeneß, who came out and said he doesn't fit the style anymore. He basically said Toni Kroos is finished. And of course, the guy who left Bayern and won all those Champions Leagues, yeah, that's nothing to do with it. I'm just saying what I see, you know. Yeah. Apparently, Will, I don't know if you knew this, but they were calling him Kurve Pass Tony.
Oh.
You know what Kurve Pass means in German? Kurve Pass?
Not a clue.
Sideways Pass Tony.
Wow.
Yeah.
That is... that's a real boiling down of Toni Kroos' career.
It's the carrot treatment, or any kind of like deep line midfielder who like keeps it all going. It's like, oh, just pass it sideways, you know. Declan Rice gets a bit of that as well. Doesn't score for goal.
Yeah.
You know. He came back in March and I think he assisted with his first kick of the game against France, you know. Like, oh.
Yeah, sideways, there's a lot of scope for a sideways ball. That could mean a lot of things. That could be the goal. That could be an assist.
You don't have to go forward every single pass. You can work your way forward, you know. Lull them into a false sense of sidewaysness and then, you know, put the ball forward. It was Hansi Flick who was the manager in the World Cup. And he was the first ever German manager to get sacked, Will.
Wow. Because I suppose they just won all the time before that. Oh, another successful stint.
Yeah, that was the Japan game when the ball over the line.
Yeah.
Cameron Torwood kicked it back in. And then after that, they went like they continued to lose more games. And they said, listen, man, you're the worst we've ever had. You're worse than Klinsmann. Worse than Yogi Löw at the end.
They said, fun fact, do you know you're the first German manager to get sacked?
Oh, good. Remind me of when Liverpool beat Chelsea in the Carabao Cup, and Klopp was like, "Listen, I feel for Pochettino because when you lose multiple stuff in a row, everyone rushes to tell you. Did you know you're the first person to lose 5 times in a row? Did you know that? You know, so from some point you put to, you know, how do you feel about being the first ever German manager sacked ever in the history? You know, so yeah, tough for him. But it got worse after that when Nagelsmann took over.
Yeah,
they lost to Austria and they lost to Turkey. And they played Havertz's left back and the whole fiasco. I was like, this is they're cooked. These guys are good. And that's when he brought back Toni Kroos. That seems to fix everything. It's like, oh yeah, this guy's pretty good. This guy. I know he's an old man at 34, but he's still pretty good.
I love the idea of them bringing him back and then being like, oh, he's helping us keep the ball.
I mean, from what I've read, that is literally what's happening there. They've changed from like their counter-attacking style. They had Sané and Gnabry, and it was like, let's use the pace we have, you know, let's like catch the break. Now it's like, let's just use Toni Kroos and Julian Wirtz and let's just get some possession going and maybe just kind of work it up. And also Sané, like as good as he is, he doesn't score a lot of goals from breakaway positions. And Gnabry has been very injury prone all year. So I think that's probably part of it. Gnabry came back like literally to score against Arsenal and that was it. He's injured for this tournament as well, so he's missing the draw. He came back to score against Arsenal and then he's gone again. So I think it's kind of by necessity, like we don't have the pace we did to hit in the counter, so maybe we try more of a counter-attacking side. But I think they're good. I think they're still a bit weak maybe defensively. I know they have a few snubs. They only have 2 Dortmund players in there. And they're obviously missing Hummels, Adeyemi, Niklas Süle, Michael Royce. Maybe we shouldn't hear it, but he didn't make it. Who else they snub? Timo Werner apparently is injured for us. But
poor Timo. He was definitely getting the caught up.
Yeah, I don't know. He could have, but he has that pace. But I guess they've gone a different direction. But yeah, I think they're well set up. But I mean, the group isn't too bad. It's got Scotland in there. Switzerland, and Hungary. I'll be back in Scotland to get second, mainly because I think we have rattled Hungary substantially.
Oh yeah, there is fingers being pointed behind the scenes in Hungary right now, I'd say.
We snapped their 18-game winning streak.
Just in time for the tournament. That is amazing.
Ireland. That's very funny. It's very funny. They beat England and Germany that run when they came to Aviva.
The raucous 2,000 people at the Aviva was too much for them.
We spooked them. I was like, what the hell's going on here? Just because of no tactics, no plans.
Where is everyone? This place is a ghost town. They were spooked.
None of our tactics are working. They're unpredictable.
Why are they giving us so much space?
Yeah, I mean, it's probably between Hungary and Scotland for that second position in that group. Switzerland are kind of like it's the best ever Switzerland team with Shaqiri and Xhaka and Sommer and Rodriguez, a few others. Like Kanji as well is big and well, but I mean, I don't know. But they played against us, they weren't great. They've drawn a lot of games. They haven't won a lot of games. They do struggle up front, but yeah, I think if Scotland can get a bit of luck. I mean, Scotland kind of put us to shame in many ways.
Yeah.
Like their team is like what our team used to look like in terms of...
It's not much more resources or population, I would say.
Yeah, exactly. Like you got Tierney, Robertson, Gilmore, McGinn, Che Adams, McTominay. Mm-hmm. They're the kind of level of players Ireland used to have.
Yeah, the Colemans. They have a team of Seamus Colemans. Just
like very good, I mean, not played all the time, but decent, So yeah, because we always blamed like that the world has got too small, that there's all these 3 South Americans coming in here and then Irish people can't get over anymore. Like we're as good as you always were, but there's players out there. But like, well, these Scottish players have been in the Premier League. It's just they do kind of put us. This is kind of what we would be like if we were good and we were there. If we grew up together, this is how we would look like. I'm
sure this is the result of a 30-year Scotland program to get to this point where they have a pretty good team, whereas we just are like winging it every year.
I don't know if it's even that in depth. You're just like doing basic stuff, right? Like not squandering money and underhand payments and other deal payments, I'd say, Yeah,
if someone sends an email going, you can give me my holidays in cash, they email back being like, you're fired.
Or they just like don't respond. It's like,
God, that was weird.
I'll talk to them about that at the end of the month, maybe as an orange review. Just, I'll mention it. Don't do that, But yeah, I don't know. It's not the toughest group for Germany, so I think they have a good chance of kind of, because every time you go into competition, there's always like a few changes they'll make, and it's a bit tricky, but you get to tease it out. If it's a tough group and you lose the first game, I'll be screwed. But I think they'll probably beat mostly teams in this group, cruise through us, and yeah, I think they could lose to England or France, but I think they beat pretty much everyone else.
Yeah.
So I think I'm going to go for. I think third favorites is a good person. The favorites rarely win it. You know what I mean? They're too hot. With third favorites,
everyone knows about them. We could jump over to, I would say, the favorites. Probably, I would say the first absolute of the show. I think these are going to be the winners. The French. They're unbelievable.
Yeah,
they're so not like the World Cup final is not like, especially because it was in December. So it's really like a year and a half ago. It's the same squad pretty much, apart from Varane, who's gone, and Hugo Lloris. So they're the 2 stars who are gone. And they are having a bit of an issue replacing Varane because they have so much options at the back that they can't settle on a new starting centre-back partnership. But it's still France. They're unbelievable. They qualified with ease. They were in our group.
Oh yeah, I remember. I was there. I lived this.
Yeah. They lost 1 game and conceded 3 goals throughout the whole thing. They fucking breezed through. There is a little bit of uncertainty, though, about the right-back position. They only have 1 there at the moment. Jonathan Klaus is in the squad. Not a very German name, also. It's probably not pronounced like that.
Yeah, maybe he's on the border there,
Yeah, maybe. And Deschamps has at times publicly bemoaned a lack of options there. And this is mental. He's called on the governing body to help encourage strength in this area in the coming years. So imagine imagine the Irish manager going, we need a right back. Put all the money in right backs.
Just shows how confident Deschamps is that he's going to be in this job forever. Like he's like, hey, next turn, develop a right back. It's like, yeah, you won't be here, man, Yeah.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Deschamps, he his contract is up after the 2026 World Cup. And if he wins this, I mean, he's probably the best international manager of all time. He'd be up there. And I found this mad article. Did you ever hear the story about Cantona calling him a water carrier? Very similar to Tony Kroos.
Yes.
Yeah, where he had an unglamorous role as a water carrier, Cantona said. His role was simple: win the ball and give it to someone more creative. Deschamps gets by because he gives 100%, but he'll never be anything more than a water carrier. Then Cantona said, you find players like him on every street corner. To which Deschamps replied, how many players on a street corner have won 2 European Cups?
Yeah, he won that one with Marseille that everyone questions because it was kind of weird, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Nobody talks about it anymore.
Like, technically, yes, he has, but there are question marks. And there's a few more stories in this article. This article is just like looking at Deschamps and kind of how he's gone under the radar as like, fucking hell, he's winning everything. And this French team used to be a disaster before he arrived. So he came 2 years after the catastrophic 2010 World Cup. The French squad was fractured, it says here, with players refusing to train in protest at sending Anelka home. So when he took over, he was all about get the chart, get a cohesive side. Benzema, that you can't be blackmailing people. You're out of here,
yeah,
pal.
that was a good
this
call.
Type of thing. Yeah, smart. Yeah, he put all his faith in Giroud, top scorer, who's he's still 10 goals ahead of Mbappe. This could be a tournament where if Mbappe has a fucking 2 whirlwind games and 2 hat-tricks, he could take over, but I'd say
He'd have to go 10 goals in the Euros, man. Not a chance.
It would be, yeah. He would need 2 very easy group games, and he doesn't really have them.
No.
Yeah, so after Deschamps took over, this is a story I'd never heard. This is in the 2018 World Cup. They were flying it. They had just beaten Argentina 4-3 in a thrilling last 16 match. And again, everyone's on board here now. You know, the squad is together. But unfortunately, some players were more excited about the win than others. Adil Rami sprayed a fire extinguisher in the hotel hallway, setting off an alarm and causing a ruckus, it says here. A French press officer at the time said, this was the day we won the World Cup. Because I was next to Deschamps' room and I thought, here we go, he's going to tear them apart. But he knew, he had a sixth sense that these players and the unity was important. If I lay into them, it'll break something we've been building for 5 or 6 weeks. Instead, he said nothing and there was no punishments. And this has carried on through the years. There's so many interviews coming into this tournament with like Griezmann and everyone saying, I would die for Deschamps. Anything he does, don't question it, I'll do it. So I think coming in, it's a big one for him. It's his second last tournament. He'll want to keep winning and they're going to want to win it for him. And also, Mbappe's going to Madrid. He's going to be playing, like, he's going to be on fire, I think, in this tournament. He has officially arrived now.
Oh, yeah, at 26 years of age, he has officially arrived.
Time.
Yeah. Time for Starboy to shine. No, like, they're a good team, but, like, are they bringing Kante back?
Kante is coming back, yes. But I think he's more as a kind of mascot role.
But that's not good, is it? And, like...
He's not the only manager doing that. There's another team in the group bringing a mascot with them as well. But yeah. I don't know. I just feel like they were so good in the World Cup. And really in the final, they were beaten by fucking Messi's. The inevitability of we have to win this for Messi from Argentina. I don't think they're going to come up against any forces like that this tournament.
They were beaten because Mbappe didn't do anything for the first 60 minutes of the game and then decided actually...
But then he scored a hat-trick and a penalty.
Yeah, but he's right back
moving
forward. They would have killed. I don't know. I just think this French team was good, but the greatest international manager ever. I mean, the former French manager won the Euros and the World Cup back-to-back. He's won 1 World Cup with this amazing team.
But I mean, a World Cup, he'll win this Euros.
He's
with
not
the squad
won the
they have,
Euros.
I don't see I think they're going to win a lot.
I think losing the Euros at home was a terrible, terrible thing in 2016. And if he obviously they won the World Cup after that with the whoever 18-year-old Mbappe, but he would have been gone after that. If you lose that and lose the World Cup, you're gone. And there's another story. The 2022 Euros, they went to Switzerland. That was crazy. It was a huge upset. The World Cup it was just kind of a destiny one, and he made good changes that changed the game around, I guess, in the final. But I mean, I don't know. Maybe it is because it does seem like a long time ago, but they were kind of a mess internationally. They always had like a scandal or some kind of falling out. that World Cup. So maybe it's just the consistency. I think this is great to be able to say that we can compete every single year. Because they always had good players. They don't like they had a bad squad with no good players, but like he has kind of made them competitive and won a World Cup, I suppose.
Yeah, this is it. It's coming into this tournament. Like you said, there's always something. Even the World Cup, remember they were bringing Benzema back. Or there was always something. This is the first time, I think, in my memory where they're going in as a cohesive team that all get on, and they're all full of unbelievable players too. Like I don't see much holding them back in this tournament.
Yeah, I'm not sure about the midfield yet. I don't know. Just bringing Kante, it seems like a strange move. Bring back from Saudi Arabia, I don't get that at all.
Well, they should still get through the group. They might have had a tougher time, but the Netherlands are in bother because they're dealing with a lot of injuries.
Yeah.
Their keeper is out, Bilal is out, Frankie de Jong is out, and Memphis Depay are out, who you would think, I mean, apart from Van Dijk, those are the two boys you'd think of when you think of the Netherlands. Depay especially bangs in goals for the Netherlands, it feels like, at every tournament. And they also, their qualification wasn't great as well. And they were kind of undecided on their team. So yeah, they're not looking great.
Oh yeah. The Netherlands are in serious trouble. So many injuries. Koopmeijer as well. Today he's gone. The star of the Atlanta win. So I don't know how they're going to manage.
Yeah.
All rest on Gakpo. Euros Gakpo unleashed.
Yeah. The other teams in the group, I mean, like you might think maybe Austria will get some results, but they're also dealing with an injury crisis.
Yeah.
So much so that Alaba is in the squad, but he will not be playing because Ralf Rangnick wants to bring him as he's such an important part of the squad. So he's included, but he'll not be playing any games, which to me seems like mascot, and also they had no one else. Like you could have filled in that spot. It's like, that was the best we got. That's our best player gone. We're in big trouble here. So yeah, it's not looking good for Austria as well. And then finally in that group is Poland. They have a new manager, which feels like we talk about every time we go into an international tournament with them. They have a new one. This one, I'll just give you a little blurb about his personal traits because I got a good laugh. So he enjoys poems and golf. He has a history of memorable quotes, which I saw that as like, oh, this guy's like a thinker of the game. Would you like to hear one of his memorable quotes?
Go for it.
So he was asked after a defeat against Warsaw, he complained about the referee's performance. Said, not good enough. And he was asked, what's he going to do now after this result? And he said, what do you fucking think? I'm going to go home and pour some fucking whiskey. What else can I fucking do?
He can stop with swear words, first of all. Okay, this is a professional podcast.
Yeah. He's a card to keep an eye out for. And also, I only saw literally just before we started recording, Lewandowski is injured today. So they're doomed. I think we can all agree.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't say they're anyone's dark horse this time. But a couple of us would be like, oh, maybe they're right, but I don't think so. Yeah, I mean, who do you have then? England. What to say about England? I mean, maybe
that has already been said.
I mean, maybe they should have brought Maguire as a mascot. Just to stand there and head the ball. Surely he that's all he has anyways. I mean, how injured is he? I can't believe that they lined up a challenge match against Iceland of all teams before the Euros.
What were they thinking?
Iceland, that name rings a bell. Yeah, but they missed him, honestly. They missed Maguire's aerial presence at the back. Kobe Minu, well, the haters were out, and the supporters were silent on X. If he's not in the Man United jersey, he's not getting that push. I don't know. People say Southgate isn't like this loyal or affected by things, and that's why he's dropped Maguire. Maguire's injured, okay, so he can't bring him. But like this Manu thing was like they pushed him. Man United fans, again, as a man wait for Man United to win something this year, we have the best star boy in the league. Get him in the squad. He's better than everybody. He's 18. Like give him a break. And now Southgate throws him in there. It's like, go for it, Manu. It's like he's not ready for us. So I don't know. I think he's still affected by the chatter, by the clamour for players. He throws them in, and now you probably won't see Manu at the Euros playing a lot. It looks like he's going to play Conor Gallagher there.
I've heard today as well. It's funny as well because England feel like the only team where this comes out where, like I saw a headline today that Trent Alexander-Arnold set to start beside Rice in midfield. It's like, Why is anyone telling me that? Why?
Yeah.
I shouldn't know this.
Yeah, just a rumor to destabilize the camp, you know.
And to set up their opponents, like, they're going to throw a curveball. Here it is.
You know, he's the oldest midfielder in the squad.
Wow, that's mad.
25 years of age.
Experience.
Yeah. They have a few notable snubs, as we think we mentioned before.
Yeah.
No Grealish, no Rashford, no Madison, no Matters. I mean, when you're struggling for the midfield, I don't know why they just don't play Bellingham beside Rice and play any one of Madison or Grealish or Cole Palmer. Like, I mean, I don't know why they're obsessed with Bellingham being the number 10. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's been this way for years now, where Southgate seems to like, no, I'm doing my team. I don't care what anyone's saying. But it's never just the team that makes sense. It's always like someone's out of position. It's like, why? Why are you doing that? Just keep it simple.
They're favourites for the tournament. Have they ever been like actually bookies' favourites, not just their all favourites? You know,
that's a good question, and I think everyone in the world it used to be a case of like, oh my God, I can't even imagine a world where England win a tournament. I think the whole world is kind of getting used to the idea now. It's like, yeah, maybe they will.
They're pretty good. That's the thing. Like, before it was like the fourth or fifth best team be like, I don't see why we can't win this. Like, because the 4 or 5 teams ahead of you. That's why, you know. But when they actually are one of the better teams in it, that said, there's not any clear favourites. I have big doubts over France. I think France are kind of like Real Madrid in the Champions League. They love the World Cup. France loves the World Cup. That's kind of, they were on that. The Euro is like the league. It's like, that'd be good to win. But really, the World Cup, that's the trophy you want to hold, you know. So France, I'm not sure what. England, I mean, they're forcing Luke Shaw to come along. He doesn't want to be there. He can't walk, the poor man, you know, but he wants him there. It's like, I'm sure they get better by the semi-final, Luke. It's like, I don't think Muds. The defense is not set. They've only went with Maguire and Stones for the last, since 2018, I guess. And now throwing Gahey in there, and they're not bringing Tomori. It's just, I think they're a little bit all over the place. You know, they have really good attacking players, but the attacking players, you can only play so many of them, you know. The ones on the bench don't count until they're on the pitch. So I mean, so it's going to use the attack players are. It's like, that doesn't count towards the actual. I know they can come on and change the game, but I just think it's like the defense and the midfield is very questionable, you know. Yeah, I don't know. They have an easy group. They seem to always have an easy group. I've never seen England in a group of death in my lifetime.
No, it doesn't. It feels like they always kind of get away with it.
Yeah. Denmark I don't think Denmark have ever been that good. I think the Euros last time was just a freak thing. It was do it for Eriksen, do it for Chris. The World Cup, they were brutal. Before that, they never made much waves. And it's a good team. It's one of their kind of golden generations with Eriksen and Thomas Delaney and a few others like Sebastian Kjær. He's been injured all year. I mean, you know, they're an aging team that was very good 3 years ago. But
yeah,
that's what it is now. You know, I don't think they're going to trouble England, Serbia, and Slovenia. I mean, I read a thing that said Serbia, first time Serbia would go in with no expectation, which might be a good thing. And I was like, oh God, like, I mean.
yeah, it's pretty good. Now they know they're not going to do well.
Yeah, now there's no fear. Apparently, Vidic was questioning the Serbian manager's salary publicly.
Oh, good.
And he said, I've earned all of it.
Vidic is popping up. It's nice to know that the Man United pundits is a thing worldwide, though, not just in England.
It's ego. It comes with success. You know, you think, actually, I think my opinion does matter here. I think it's paid too much. Whereas everybody else think, you know, because it's one of those things, like, it doesn't help anybody. It just destabilizes things, you know. It's like, I think it'd pay too much. We're taking pay cuts, and now it looks like Vidic controls the Serbian FA. I mean, who's this happening? Just voicing your opinion. Anyways, I'm not sure. So Serbia, Slovenia are just they're happy to be there, I guess. You know, like if we were there, we would like, get out of the group, be unreal. But other than that, it's like, you know, England are going to top this. Maybe Serbia, Denmark, then Slovenia. Maybe Slovenia might have a go at that second. I don't know, but I mean, it's not a strong group at all. You know, it looked like England are going to come out that pretty unscathed, and maybe they'll work out the kinks in the first couple of games and be cruising by the time it comes to the knockouts. But Yeah, I don't know. I don't see them winning this. I don't see them winning this one.
No, it doesn't feel like it. It feels like normally they're more not together, but normally the media seems to be really behind Southgate and the team going in. Like, come on, lads, this is going to be the year. This year it feels like going in, they're like, what the hell are you doing? Not bringing him? Why are you putting him there? Like, it feels like the claws are out, which pressure's on then. And a lot of those England players, we've seen them fold under those circumstances in the past. Like,
yeah, no, I always said it, that every big decision he had to make was made for him. Southgate, you know, the midfield is a disaster. All he has to do is play Bellingham beside Rice. That's it. You know, because and again, like if he's playing as number 10 for Real Madrid, that's with Vinicius and Rodrigo kind of as wingers with no Harry Kane in front of him. So like, it's not going to work. I just don't see it working. Do you know what I mean? I feel like they're going to be in each other's faces. I just, they have a really good team, really good players, but I think there's a sense, like say, that they've missed their chance. Probably in the Euros, maybe in the World Cup, but maybe not so much. This one doesn't feel like it's going to be the final one. You know, I think the chance has come and gone, and this is just going to be probably quarterfinal exit to someone that they shouldn't lose to on paper.
I think so. I think this is going to be a disappointing one, and then the official end of Southgate, I would say.
Yeah, I think so.
Similar enough. Then I have another team that are kind of similar buzz to England. Belgium, our favourites.
Yeah.
I think, again, perennial, like, yeah, they should be winning it, but you never really feel like they will because there's always something off the field or like there's something doesn't click. It feels like it's that happening again. They are unbeaten since March 2023, though, under their coach, Tedesco.
They've always been good. They've always been like top one in the world in the rankings, and I guess the tournament. And I mean, the one with in the last years we lost to Italy. It was like, well, that was just a really good game, and you lost. But that's just, what can you do, you know?
But like I said, there is always something off the field, and nothing has changed there. Did you know that Courtois will not be at the Euros this year, Kyle?
I did not know that. What's going on?
So, former captain Courtois, like I said, they're unbeaten since March 2023. That is when their current manager came in, Tedesco. One of Tedesco's choices was to strip the captaincy of Courtois and hand it to another player in the squad. Who do you think he gave it to in that squad?
Simon Mignolet.
He handed it to Courtois' nemesis, Kevin De Bruyne.
Nemesis?
Well, yeah, they don't like each other. Remember that whole thing?
No. What was that about?
Where De Bruyne stole Courtois' missus.
What?
Did you not hear about all this?
We didn't know this on the pod, did we?
This is years old. Let me make sure I'm not making this up.
Are you sure? I think I would have heard about this.
I'm nearly positive this is a thing. Courtois.
Surely this would be like common slander at De Bruyne for stealing those misses, no?
Yeah. I'm shocked you've never heard about this.
I've never heard anyone else mention this. That's the thing.
Okay, this is a headline from... You've never heard anyone mention this. Here's a headline from April 2021. In one night, Thibaut gave me what I missed with Kevin for years. This is obviously... yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah. Kevin De Bruyne speaks out on hold on. Inside Kevin De Bruyne's relationship with Wag, who cheated on him with Thibaut Courtois. Kevin De Bruyne, this is years ago, so they've put it past them kind of, but probably why they haven't been doing well in the last few tournaments. I can't believe you never heard all this.
Kevin De Bruyne's ex-girlfriend cheated on him with Thibaut Courtois at Chelsea.
Yeah, and I think now she's married to Courtois. Yeah, with Thibaut, I could talk about anything and everything, and he'd even prepared me a delicious meal. Kevin never did that for me.
All I'm hearing here, Will, is no aura for Kevin De Bruyne.
Yeah.
No aura confirmed. That's mad.
So now that you know this nugget of information, put that into the context of now this new manager's come in, he's stripped Courtois of the captaincy and he's given it to De Bruyne. So, there's something there already. After a dispute with the coach regarding the armband, Courtois accused the coach of a breach of trust. Now, he didn't say you're out of the team or, he said I'm leaving. But he did, however, rule himself unfit for the Euros 2 months ago. He said, I'm not going to be back in time, I'm hurt. Do you know what he did in the meantime?
Had sex with someone's wife?
No, he played in the Champions League final and had a great game. Look at the picture of him.
Yes.
So he's totally fine, but he's just like, oh no, I'm hurt, I can't play the Euros. Plays that game, has now gone back again and said, nope, still hurt, not going, lads.
Oh.
It's not looking good. That's a lot of hassle off the pitch you don't need. Courtois also is an amazing keeper. Not good to lose him. And you might think, look, it's just, it's him versus like whatever. But Thomas Meunier, the right back for Belgium, has said Thibaut just needs to apologise. It's as simple as that. So
He's never apologised. Jesus.
So it's not looking good for them coming in. Despite all the players they have, De Bruyne, Lukaku and all this. It's just too much of a circus. The circus never wins, I think.
Oh my
Except for
God.
France, maybe.
This happened in 2012. This explains so much.
Yeah,
There's tension in the camp.
Yeah. I can't believe you've never heard all that.
What is in the water in Chelsea?
No, yeah.
Why did teammates sleep with each other's girlfriends? You're millionaires in London. Why you go with someone who's on the team? Oh
Just go
my
to the
God.
club. You don't even have to drink.
How have all the conversations you've had about Belgians goal generation as isn't it come up?
I always just assumed you knew all that.
Well, I outed myself having no ball knowledge. I feel pretty low right now. But
Yeah, there you go. Now, I will say, with all that said, I think Belgium will still get through their group. They have it looks like a pretty easy group. It's them, Slovakia, Ukraine, Romania.
yeah, doesn't look too bad. Ukraine gets through the playoff, isn't it?
Yeah, exactly. And I mean, going through the other teams, it's the same story with all of them. Hey, we're just happy to be here. Last 16 would be amazing. I think Belgium are pretty safe. I will say the Slovakia team is pretty good, but they've a lot of players you might know, but I think they've one problem player you might know. They've got Skriniar, one of your favourites.
No! God, this was his year to the Champions League.
I know. They've got, I don't know if you know Lobotka, Napoli player. He's really good.
Yes.
But in goal, they've got Dubravka.
Oh, no, not the Dubravka.
Yeah. So it's not looking good for them. And then again, Ukraine, all of the research I did on them, Joe, their star player, everyone says this is the guy they're relying on to get them through, and he can pull it out the bag.
For Ukraine. Mudryk.
Yes, he is their guy. And I thought, not who I'd be putting my hopes on.
He would be the first player to play bad for Chelsea and good for literally everyone else.
That's true. Yeah, it might just be nice to get away.
Yeah, honestly. He can stop watching over his shoulder for his girlfriend. My God.
Yeah. So yeah, that's group. There's something to watch out for Group D. There might be some pointed post-match press conferences from Captain Kevin De Bruyne.
Oh my God. I mean, is he led the last word of that goal generation that's still in the team? Because Hazard's gone, Company's gone, Holland's gone. Lukaku, of course. Lukaku's revenge tour. Oh my God.
My last memory of Lukaku, actually, maybe it's not, maybe this is from the Euros, was remember him smashing up the dugout coming off after a terrible game where he again, was that the World Cup where he got in the way a lot of goals and then came off and smashed up the dugout. So hopefully a better performance from him.
He missed 100 chances. It was like 5 or 6. He came on, missed like 5 or 6 chances, smashed some dugouts.
I think he had a weird one as well, where similar to Champions League, where like the ball came in and it hit off him, and because of that, it hit off the post. Or if he just wasn't there, it would have been a goal.
It's so funny. Sports is so much about moments. I mean, he scored so many goals in his career that no one's ever seen. It's just the biggest moments. If you do something like that, like Champions League finals, World Cups, like everyone saw that though. That's what we remember. No one remembers the goal, is the unbelievable hat trick he scored against fucking Sampdoria or whatever. You know what I mean? No one knows that. That Saturday afternoon in Italy somewhere. No one saw that. But I mean, the World Cup, we all saw that. So yeah, look, hopefully Lukaku can get some kind of moment for himself here in this Euros. But what are your chances for Belgium? Are they going to go anywhere near it? Or where are they even ranked in terms of the odds?
I'm not too sure. I'll actually look that up right now. I don't think it's looking too good for them, but I do think they'll get out of the group just because they aren't the opposite of a group of death. Like, they should be able to even draw their way through that group. Would very doable. They are way down there. They're 18-1 to win.
Yeah, that's the kind of team I think you could beat England in the game that they shouldn't be beating them in. What about the reigning champs, Italy?
Not so strong on them this year, are you?
You know what, Will? Genuinely, I think they're dark horses.
Oh, is that again? Were they dark horses last time?
No, last time I said they're going to win the whole thing. They were favorites, outright favorites.
Oh, okay.
Because of their team and their winning streak. This one, it's like if they were to go to the final and win it wouldn't be like fairy tale stuff.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But you could see it. You could, yeah, like they have a lot of experience, and it's Italy, and they've, a lot of good players. But if they're to go out to any one of like England, France, Portugal, Spain, like, yeah, they're just not as good, So like genuine dark horse, we wouldn't be backing to win, but you could see them win it. I could see them going a long way. I mean, a lot has changed for the women for the country since they won the Euros last, and also the Italian national team. I think Italy, club or country, is the only team to lose a manager in Saudi Arabia.
Wow.
That's where Roberto Mancini went. He got a bumper offer from Saudi Arabia, and then started making these allegations that the Italian FA was interfering with the backroom team and saying who he could and couldn't manage. Like, yeah, the guy who won the Europe. I can't
work under these conditions. You may just fire me.
I figured I might go manage everything I do. It's like, I just said good morning, Roberto. I don't need this. I won the Euros. So he's gone. Has to go back. He's making a bomb over there. And I guess that Italy side, we said at the time, it was very experienced, and it was riding a high and beautiful wave, likes of Spinazzola and those boys. Have never been the same since. Injuries and age has come in the way. Jorginho has been kind of in and out of the team. He was like the Ballon d'Or that year. He was back to the Ballon d'Or with the Champions League and the Euros in the same year. But they still have decent players. They have Chiesa. Still have Scamacca, up front. They have him, and that is his hero. However, he has come into, he's locked horns with the new manager.
Oh, okay.
Who is the former Napoli manager who won the league with them.
Oh.
He's also sacked. So in 2021, if you'd said, just before, in 2020, before the summer of 2020, you said, there is not going to be Euros this summer, it's going to be next summer, and you're going to win. And Roberto Mancini is going to be the manager, and then he's going to leave, and then Napoli
to Saudi Arabia.
All this in 3 years, you say? All this in 3 years, yeah. It's been a crazy kind of like with the way Ireland is. It feels like nothing changes. It's like very stagnant. There's been so much change in this Italian side, but Spalletti, the former Napoli manager, now Italian manager, has banned PlayStation.
Wow, I would riot.
From now on, they will leave the PlayStation at home. I'm going to create a game for them to think about to distract them during the night. In the National, you stay focused. You don't joke around. I can put up mobile phones, but not during massages and treatments. I spoke about video games because there were things I didn't like, and I ask you to write no in capital letters. I want the old training camps with good old habits and atmosphere, simple things. Gigi Buffon will help with that.
I think that's a recipe for disaster.
Honestly, I didn't read the Pirlo biography.
Yeah,
but I remember seeing some from it on Lad Bible for about 10 years afterwards.
Yeah.
And all I talked about was how he loved playing PlayStation. It was the best thing ever. He never got bored of it. So I mean, what always he's talking about? When they won the World Cup, Pirlo was flat out playing FIFA.
Yeah, like.
And
I don't know. I think that reeks of me of like, but turn it off. What the hell good is it? But it's like, surely it's better to have them, sitting beside each other playing some kind of team game rather than just like, I don't know, just staring at the wall and freaking out as the Euros approaches.
Scroll on their phone for hours. I mean, that's not good for anybody.
Read Twitter.
Yeah, the opposite of Deschamps. He's a kind of a hard taskmaster, He went on to say, if modernity is playing PlayStation until 4 a.m. with the game the next day, then it doesn't work. Today's kids rather post a picture on Instagram with their hair done than put their heads down at work. These are not values that my Italy should be transmitting. You come here to win European championships, not to win at Call of Duty. So, I mean, if they're playing until 4 a.m., then maybe they should give a rest. But to ban it outright, it's just...
There's definitely at least one player in that squad who is like, I love Call of Duty.
Apparently they all love it too much, Maybe it's he probably hasn't found the right way to describe it there. Maybe their streaming will.
Yeah.
That is a problem. If they're streaming and getting into arguments and saying the N-word along with teenagers before the Euros, that's a disaster waiting to happen. You know, you can play it. See, you used to play FIFA like couch co-op, which has kind of been like eliminated by big
no money in
companies
that.
now. No one wants to do it anymore. So if you could have Pirlo and Buffon playing FIFA against each other, you know, that was fine. But if you think Call of Duty online with people who are
You're
trying
streaming for 100 hours trying to beat GTA without killing anyone.
speedruns of Call of Duty, how's that even work? Yeah, I don't know. He's different from Mancini. He's different from other coaches, but I think they're decent. You know, I think they could go further than people might think. Genuine dark horses. You know, their group isn't too bad either. I mean, we got Spain, Croatia, and Albania, so it's not too bad. You know, it's exactly the 2012 group of death that we were in, except replace Albania with us. Croatia. I mean, it's kind of gold generation as well for them, isn't it? You know, everyone seems to retire before Modric. He keeps coming back for more.
Is he still in the squad?
Yeah, he's captain, man. He's not going
Hell
anywhere.
yeah.
Like Rakitic retired years ago. Who else was it? Lovren also retired. You know, these men like are 10 years younger than him. I feel like, you know, they got Perisic, they still got Kovacic. They got Josko Guardiola now as well as a centre back, so they're decent. Yeah, I don't know. I just I don't see them doing much. You know, they've never won a knockout game in European Championships in 90 minutes.
Oh yeah, they were. They go through on penalties a lot, didn't they? Yeah.
Think about that. Yeah, they can't score a lot of goals in,
but they can keep them out.
They keep them out and they grind you down, and it makes for really bad viewing.
Yeah, then they win on penalties.
The last knockout game in any competition, World Cup or Euros, was 26 years ago.
Wow.
So, I mean, they have a long history of grinding things out. So, I'm probably going to put them coming second in this group. I think Italy are going to come first. I think Spain are going to come third, you know, badly again. Yeah, I watched Spain against Brazil a few months ago, and it was a brutal game, and they couldn't score. And Alvaro Morata is captain of this team for some reason.
Wow.
Yeah.
And I'm not like as much of a Morata hater as most, but I'd never think of him as like a leader of men.
No, I'll just read one line here from the review, from a Spain preview I was reading. Alvaro Morata has played for European powerhouses such as Real Madrid, Juventus, Chelsea, and Atletico Madrid. But throughout his career, his ability to score goals has been questioned. It doesn't matter that he has scored more than 200 senior goals. He has been booed and received death threats from his own fans, but De La Fuente is unmoved. Morata remains his captain. So
good stuff, just what you want coming into the tournament.
Very Lukaku-like.
Yeah.
You know, scored a lot of goals in his career. Sometimes he scored big goals, you know, but it's the moment where you don't score, that's when you get the death threats.
Yeah.
That's when people start booing and writing out death threats. So, yeah, he's captain. Rodri is pretty good player, pretty invincible player himself. The defense is actually their strongest position, I would say. They're still going with Laporte. They're also bringing back a Saudi champion, Grimaldo from what's called Leverkusen, Carvajal, Nacho, and then Rodri in front of them. The attacking is where it falls down a little bit. They'll probably play Yamal in only 16, maybe Dani Olmo as well. Pedri and Rodri. I mean, they're solid. Like, they're solid. It's the attacking is where they fall down. Remember watching the World Cup? Was it Japan? It was the worst fucking game I've ever seen.
Yeah.
Oh God, they just couldn't get an attacking motion going. You know, it was just terrible to watch. So, yeah, I'm not expecting to do anything exciting, impressive, or victorious. To be honest, I was like to see them going out in the groups.
Oh, yeah, that's a good shout.
I think it's going to be Italy first, Croatia going to grind it to second, and then Spain are just going to flatter to see again.
Yeah, Croatia will go far. They always do. And every single tournament, everyone's like, how are they doing it?
Yeah. Again, they only win the games. They just draw.
Well, from your dark horses, Italy, to I think everyone's dark horses, perennial dark horses, Turkey.
No, come on.
Every article about Turkey is the exact same. It says, there's a sentence that was in one of them, but it sums up every single one of them. Turkey's typical unpredictability leaves fans hopeful, yet cautious, with a belief this tournament could be one of their more successful ones.
Oh my
How are you
God.
thinking this is going to be your more successful one if you're unpredictable every time? I would say you're going to do terrible again. We saw it.
Yeah, if Belgium Akbanar, they're a shadow of the Turkey that we all know.
They'll
and
never
love.
be the same. Yeah. Fool me once, Turkey, shame me. Fool me twice. Like, you know what I mean? Like,
Fool me cake, fool again.
you can't fool again. They do have a new manager, though, Montella, and they're riding a wave of positivity, it says. But again, it's Turkey. It's the same every time. They've judo. Actually, this guy plays for this guy, but they never do it. So yeah, it's the usual
Sean
Turkey.
Oglu.
Yeah, exactly. Captain. Another team in that tournament who hard to tell how they'll do. They have the squad. We'll see them tonight. They're playing Ireland. Portugal. Similar to Turkey, where every article didn't really actually give me much info, just kind of the same thing. There is no preview article out there for Portugal, but there is a million articles about Ronaldo still being in the squad, which I think, very big red flashing light. That's trouble.
I mean, 39 years of age.
Yes.
Still going.
He's not the oldest man in the squad. Pepe is coming. He's 41.
Of course, yeah. The Red Skull himself.
Yeah. So it's always hard to tell with Portugal. It seems like they've got all the elements, but they never really seem to put it together since 2016. It feels like they actually get worse every tournament, to be honest.
I don't know. I think, again, they have good players. But here's the manager, Martinez. Roberto Martinez.
Yeah, Martinez still manager.
I mean, the turn bald frog gets thrown a lot these days.
The
but
original.
This guy managed to stay up at Wigan Cup times. Now he's been international manager of multiple number one ranked teams in the world. How has he done this?
He's crushed the dreams of the Belgian golden generation over and over and over again.
He kept them top of the rankings, and they played good stuff. But every time we came to the tournament, they'd fall short. And then Portugal said, "We need some of that."
Yeah,
I don't know how he's doing this.
It's similar to Belgium, though. The group isn't great. It's Portugal, Turkey, Georgia, and Czechia, formerly known as Czech Republic. Do you know they changed the name of that a few years ago? Because I did not.
Yeah, it's one of those ones where it's our generation's Yugoslavia that my dad still says sometimes. It's like, nope, they don't exist anymore. Although, if they did, I think pretty much all the teams that used to make up the former Yugoslavia are in it.
Yeah, what a team that'd be.
Oh, wow. Like, what a talent pool they had there,
But it's funny because even in articles and stuff about Czechia, a lot of them are called the Czech Republic in it. So it's just like, get the memo, boys. I know. I saw it. I Googled it.
It's like we became Ireland and we just dropped the Republic, I guess.
Yeah, exactly.
Nice. Good for them.
It's funny as well. So there's a lot of previews about them where they talk about the type of football they play. And you'd think, so when I tell you this sentence, what do you think? Expect unadulterated, no thrills football.
Unadulterated, no thrills podcast. This podcast? Wait, you were to say football? Oh yeah, sorry.
Pretty much. It says firepower is in short supply. Expect pragmatism in the extreme. So I think these boys are playing, as it's known on Twitter, terrorist ball. And you will not see these guys attack.
Okay, stop describing the podcast. Say about Czech Republic.
Yeah.
Terrorist podcasting. I like that. Terrorist radio with Carl Will.
So their main man is Patrick Schick. Burst onto the scene in the last few international tournaments. But again, it's pretty much, they've got him, and then it's very much a case of everyone back. Maybe we can lump it up to him and get away with something. They have a new manager in, but their last manager on his way out had a very funny quote. It feels like this is probably the case for a lot of managers on the way out, where he just didn't understand why there was so much pressure on him to win with Czechia. He said, the pressure was enormous. Every day, I didn't understand it myself.
Listen, you have Thomas Suchek in the middle and Kufal right back. Don't blow this chance. This is what we call a gold generation, my friend. Paddy Schick up front.
Yeah.
Decent size.
They're not bad, but yeah, from what I can see, it's going to be a lot of we hold what we have. You know, they might nick a result or two. They might. I could see them maybe getting a result against Portugal and a devastating loss for them, a 1-0 defeat where Ronaldo storms off the pitch. But I don't know.
Yeah.
I think they'll have a hard time getting out of this group. Then we have Georgia as well, who they've got the hardest to pronounce player in football. We've tried multiple times. Kvaratskhelia, is that it? Kvaratskhelia. They've got him. He's their main man. Everything goes through him. Similar with Czechia and Schick. But yeah, it feels like, not to be dismissive, but it feels like it's two kind of one-man teams where it's get the ball to him and we'll hope for the best. Where, I don't know. It's a tough group for some of the smaller teams. Anyone could come second in that, I think, between Turkey, Georgia and Czechia.
So I say no one to be watching those games. By the time
I would say avoid that group at all costs.
That'd be the games around your lunch. Like,
Yeah,
great.
yeah.
Czechia versus fucking Georgia on my one lunch break game.
Yeah, that's my last group.
Yeah, I mean, that's it. I suppose a lot of the best teams aren't going well. Then a lot of the smaller teams are like, just, we're so happy to be here. And like the wave they're riding is actually qualifying for the competition. There's no real expectation outside of that. So I don't know. It could be good. It could be just really poor quality stuff. I don't know.
Yeah, it's interesting because it feels like it's just the way football has gone, where like everyone's so used to now, like the big clubs and all the money just trounce everyone. You can't compete. Then now it feels like that's like slipped its way to international football, where like, again, the likes of Czechia are coming and they're like, at least we're here, lads. I know we're not going to get by France, but Jesus, nice to be here.
Yeah, but even the fact that England are favourites and there's so many injuries and problems, it's like, you used to Man City having, they have a squad of players, like there's just replace them with a better left back, you know? So I think international still has that purity that's like, there isn't an entire other 11 waiting to be called up at any moment. It's like, these are the best players in the country. There's some failures. It's not perfect. And yeah, that guy's fucking in his late 30s, but he's the best we have. You know,
I know
so
Luke Shaw hasn't kicked the ball since February, but you wanted him. You brought him.
He's better than Chilwell. I'm not bringing him. You have to kill me first. Yeah, there's definitely some beef there. Like even like the Ben White stuff is very weird too.
Yeah,
you know, like, but I think that's international football. In a club scenario, Ben White be out on loan, no one ever hear from him again. You get someone else better in from another club, and that'd be it. Like, you kind of have to manage it a bit more as an international manager, and it's just like, you know, it's more unpredictable, I think.
Yeah, definitely. And it like, again, going into these tournaments, I always say like, France will do well, these teams do well. There's always shocks in international football. Again, every World Cup, Japan knocks out two massive teams. It feels like, you know what I mean?
Yeah. Well, I have some absolutes, Will. As I said, remember, he's still listening. He doesn't usually listen. This is a no-nonsense podcast. We make no-nonsense calls. And here's we don't do if, buts, or maybes. We do absolutes. And I'm thinking, young player of the tournament is going to be Jamal Musiala.
Oh, very nice. Yeah, I can see that.
He's still, I think, 21, 22, so younger than you might think. There's probably a lot of good players who fit into that category. Benjamin Sesko on the radar, a lot of top clubs. He plays with Slovenia, but it's always the youngest player that goes the furthest. It will give it to. Do you know what I mean? So it has to be someone from like a really good team. Like Rasmus Holland is only 21 as well, but I don't think that Denmark can go far enough people to remember him. You know, when it comes to type, and whoever decides to go, oh shit, young player of the year. Oh, who's the youngest player on the pitch? Yeah, give it to him. You know what I mean? So I think it's going to be someone who goes far, and I think Germany are going to go the whole way, and I think it's going to be Jamal Musiala at the heart of it if they do. So,
yep, I could see that. I think my young player of the tournament, I think he is inevitable. It's going to be Jude Bellingham. Player of the season in the La Liga, player of the season in the Bundesliga, then player of the season in the La Liga year after. This feels like it's just back and back, because he's so good. He's unbelievable. Like, and again, it feels like in things like this that it a lot of it is hype as well. So like, if he has the same tournament as Musiala, but he scores a goal or two, people will be like, "Oh, he has arrived."
Yeah, is it going to be a fatigue issue? Do you think?
Maybe. Well, this is sometimes it happens with like Haaland, like we saw loads where when he smashes all these records, you see him so much. It's like, we can't give him player of the season now. Like, he was better last time.
Yeah, that's true. We're expecting him to be scoring those goals. If he's not doing that, then it's like he's been a bit ineffectual. He's not for me this year. You know, it's like, well, come on.
A lot of sideways passing this time.
Side pass. Side pass Jude, they call him. Yeah, you go for France. I'm going for Germany. None of us are back in England. We don't see it. We don't believe it.
Less than the last two tournaments, definitely. And it feels like even the England fans don't really believe it this time. I've seen it's coming home this time.
No. To be fair, I think the coming home thing was because it was in England. Because even in the Qatar, there was as much of that. I was kind of like, oh, are you going to say it, lads? And I'm like, no, we're not going to say it. We know what you're going to do. If we say it, we lose.
It does feel like Italy killed that dead with It's Coming Rome. I was just like, well, you're done.
Well, that was the thing. Because like, this is the first time I think they've been favourites. I think at the Euros, they had the most valuable squad on Transfermarkt. But I think France are still favourites. So anytime when someone who's not favourites has a fan base that are like, we're going to win the whole thing, it pisses people off. Because like, on what basis are you doing that? You know, even if you are saying that, it pisses people off before the tournament. So they do bring that on themselves, but I think they're maybe more calm this time. I think the whole Euros has been a bit more calm. It's always been...
Yeah, there's no fuss about it. Maybe, like I said, it's just fatigue, where it's just that I think the World Cup being in December really threw everyone off.
Yeah. Because we always say this at the end of our podcasting season. It's like, is everyone sick of football? It's just us. And some of like, maybe it is just us because we're recovering every game. But I don't know, maybe there is a bit of fatigue with the club season. I don't know. But yeah, I guess once it kicks off, maybe it'll be fun.
Yeah, I think so. Once there's games on and you're in work, it's back. That's all. Once the group chat is hopping at 1 o'clock in the day and you're at the desk with the match in a corner of your monitor, then it's really, then the Euros has arrived.
The best Euros games are the ones in the group stages. It was a decent game on a Thursday evening.
Yeah.
And it's sunny.
Yeah.
It's like, oh yeah, I'm going to go for a point. I'm going to watch this game.
Yeah, Georgia are playing Czechia. I am there.
Yeah. That's when Georgia Czechia is the best game to be at, because you don't really care who wins, but you're just going to go for a sunny Thursday pint. You got to come to Friday, take the piss a little bit, and then, enjoy the sunshine. Because like it's weekends, it barely happens during the summer. They're full of different things and different events you got to go to. It's the midweek ones where you can get 90 minutes to yourself on a Thursday evening after work. It's like, oh yeah, this is me time, baby. This is all me.
I think especially the early games in the group stage where it feels like everyone is watching it, even if it's just like a random game. Those are always so fun because every game feels so important, even if it's like, 5 players on the two teams, but you're watching it with 500 people in a WhatsApp chat you've just been added to.
A last man standing for the town. Yeah. No, it's going to be a good summer, I feel like. Maybe people just worried because last time we were anticipating a great Euros, COVID happened.
Yeah, people are scared. It doesn't feel real.
Just play it cool, everybody, right? Don't say anything stupid, right? So we'll feel real bad one afterwards.
Yeah. I did notice, by the way, when I was started setting up the fantasy league, do you know the official sponsor of this World Cup or this Euros is? Because I thought they hadn't updated the app.
Gazprom?
Qatar Airways. It says Qatar all over it. So they don't have the Euros yet, but they're reminding you, we'll be back. We'll have another tournament soon.
You can't have the Euros not in Europe.
There was games in Azerbaijan the last Euros.
That's a far outreach of Europe, isn't it?
I don't know. Is Doha in the Union?
Doha isn't. No. I don't know. That was a weird one. COVID, all that kind of stuff. Yeah. Was that because of they wanted stadiums of people? And Hungary tried to do so much?
Yeah. Remember, they were like, just get them anywhere. Shove them in anywhere that'll take them.
Yeah, I forgot to mention actually, but Hungary had an interesting little tidbit. They kind of come from kind of obscurity for the last while. I know obviously we beat them because that's just how sport works.
That's just how it goes.
They have a backer, the infamous, I won't say dictator, but nationalist leader we'll call him, Viktor Orban. He spent $2 billion on rejuvenating Hungarian football since 2010. And he had the stadium in Budapest, like the world class stadium they had. He built that so he could see it from his childhood home.
Wow.
He's played football in the lower leagues. But apparently he hasn't missed a Champions League or World Cup final in over 25 years. And he'll likely be at every Hungry game this summer as well. So, it's that kind of stuff. We'd all like to be Viktor Orban, just like seeing every game from your home. Like
he must have been seething if he was at the Aviva.
Yeah, like that. I'm looking for a Viktor Orban summer. Don't miss a minute. So and if you don't want to miss a minute, if you want to be a Viktor Orban yourself, the place to catch all our coverage is going to be on. The place to catch all our coverage is going to be with the other ultras. You won't miss a minute. Link in the description of this episode.
The midweek games, because we'll have the main episode Monday, Tuesday every week. But when there's games, it'll be, here's the last 6 games on the Monday. Then on the Thursday for the Patreons, for the Ultras, here's the next 6 games, back and forth, and so on and so on. So you need to be on there if you want to get the full scope of the Euros. Yeah,
that's just it. There's going to be a lot of games happening, and that's what we're going to cover, half of them, if not more, depending on how the games fall. So, we're looking forward to that. Make sure to sign up to the Euros competition, get a chance to win that jersey. And I don't think there's much else with us.
No, that's it. That's the preview.
No, honestly, that is nonsense. Nonsense. All nonsense.
It's embarrassing. It's a disgrace.
Yeah, I'm really disappointed about that question, but you thought obviously it's good. I enjoy every day of it. We're giving our supporters some joy and some belief and some hope.
You know, there's no law. There's no one's going to die.
Yeah, bin it, mate. Just bin the whole idea. Just forget about it.